Hello guys, it is your girl Rosie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much. So today nataka tuchape story kidogo. The title of this story is Sickle Cell Anemia Sucks. As I told you earlier, my name is Roslyn. I am a mother to a baby girl aged 12 years and my daughter has sickle cell anemia. In 2009, May 4th, I gave birth to my daughter, and when she was 2 weeks, she developed some conditions of which we didn't know what was happening. So we took her to the hospital. Even the doctors were not aware what was happening. When she was 3 months, she got worse. So we used to take her to the hospital, and the doctors were like, how come this baby is too small but she looks anemic? So most of the time they used to give her medicine to boost her blood level. I used to work as a salonist. I used to work in Kisumu. Now where is when my dream got shattered. I stopped working as a hairdresser to start taking care of my daughter. I remember very well when she was 9 months, she was admitted and we had to pay using our own bill because we were not even familiar. New parents, we were not even familiar with medical covers. So, why am I telling you people sickle cell anemia sucks? If you are not working and you are a single parent, is when you will experience when you have a child living with certain condition. Most of the time I used to pay from my pocket, and it got to a point where I could not pay. Now my baby was 1 month. Even the person to take care of her was nowhere to be seen, only my mother. Even if someone calls me to go make her hair at their homes, I used to leave my baby with my mother because my mother understood how to take care of her. So it got to a point where I didn't have money to buy her medicine, where I didn't have money, even if she's taken to the hospital, I don't have money to pay. And now she was 1 year old. So I started wondering, what will happen? What will happen if now I can't work as a salonist, because the moment you get to the salon, they'll call you, your baby is worse, come back, and you left her when she was well. So most of the time I could go and come back, and I've not worked. So when my baby was 2 years, she was taken to the hospital. I remember very well, I had gone to plait another lady's hair, and she all of a sudden she just became sick, very sick, and my mother had to rush her to the nearest hospital, and she was asked to take her to another. That one was like a dispensary hospital. Now she was asked to take her to another hospital, and the nurse who was in charge wrote some prescription there which was to be done. So she was taken to that hospital. Is called Maseno. For those who come from Kenya, Vihiga County, you know the hospital is in Maseno. So it is Maseno Missionaries Hospital. She was taken there, and when the report came out, my mother brought it back, and that doctor said, no, we wanted the report to be printed, not to be written with hand. So she wrote another letter and asked my mother if a referral my daughter to be taken back to Aga Khan. That's when I knew sickle cell anemia sucks. I had to check in all my handbags, all the coins that I had, so that I could take my daughter to Aga Khan Kisumu for her to, because now the doctor asked us if we can go find the genotype of the baby, because all the time the baby is taken to the hospital Maybe she's anemic, she doesn't have blood, her eyes are pale. So my daughter was taken to Aga Khan Kisumu branch, and they did a genotype. After a week, the results were out and they said my daughter has sickle cell anemia. That's when I knew my world has turned down as a new parent. I had so much depression. I even asked myself why. And I remembered, in every situation you need to give God thanks, because there is no situation God can put you in that you cannot handle. But deep inside my heart, I was hurting, because if you understand sickle cell anemia, and I even asked myself so many questions. So I used to wonder, my daughter has sickle cell anemia. And I could ask myself, why is my daughter having sickle cell anemia? I thought people from West Africa, sometimes you just need to think, because most of the time you could watch Afro cinema, you see people from West Africa, they're the one who have sickle cell anemia. So I was like, how come my daughter has sickle cell anemia? Do we have sickle cell anemia in Kenya? I remember asking myself so many questions. So my daughter was put on every month we could take her to clinic. So one day I asked the nurse, do you have sickle cell anemia in Kenya? And the doctor was like, yeah, there is sickle cell anemia in Kenya. Now I was eager to know more about sickle cell anemia. Now the doctor had to explain to me what is sickle cell anemia and how to handle it. And the same doctor was just genuine to me and told me, raising a child living with sickle cell anemia is very expensive. You need to have a stable job, and the baby needs to be taken good care of. Now is when I knew my world was done. I even turned back and I was like, I have no one to turn to but only God. But this far I've come, I give God all the honor, because He has enabled me to reach where I am. And my daughter now is 12 years. She was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia when she was 2 years, but she started ailing when she was 3 months. So we didn't know she had sickle cell anemia until when she was 2 years. In that period from 3 months to 2 years, it was very horrible. We experienced the worst. So many trips to the hospital. We had to spend so much money. Now you need to work hard. I had to leave my daughter with my mom most of the time to go and look for jobs so that I can buy her medicine. That life wasn't easy. Until one day, I was like, even working in the salon, sometimes you don't get clients, you just go there and sit. And I remember I have a daughter, so I'm like, what will happen? I need to find a job. So one day, my friend told me she was quitting her job as a house help, if I could go and take that job. I did not look back, side or side, I just said yes. And I went and started working as a house help. When I went and started working as a house help, I remember taking my daughter to the clinic. When I came back, my mom told me about the government medical cover called NHIF, and I applied for it. That's when I started. When my daughter was admitted, I could use that cover to pay it. This one is part 1 of the story. Wait for part 2.